Hello, beautiful person. Shavua Tov. Have a good week. Happy Boxing Day if you celebrate that. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. My name is Hadassah Vitar, and I am here to talk about this book again, Time, Money, Freedom by Ray and Jessica Higdon. So we're almost at the end of this book. It's 10 simple rules to redefine what's possible and radically reshape your life. And we're at rule number 9. So if you are curious about the other 8 rules, just scroll back on my timeline or on my channel, depending where you're seeing this, and you can see the other videos I made, or even better, just buy the book. It's on Amazon, or you can get it from their website. I think it's timemoneyfreedombook.com, something like that. But for sure, you can find it on Amazon. So anyway, rule number 9, have a commitment strategy, not an exit strategy. Okay? And basically what they're talking about is that, Ray starts off by saying, Ray was watching an episode of Shark Tank when Mark Cuban said something that really resonated with him. Cuban told one of the hopeful entrepreneurs, you need to have a commitment strategy, not an exit strategy. So what that basically means is that you have to commit to just doing the work and carrying on even when it's hard. As Ray always says, marry the process, divorce the result. Because if you're just thinking about how you're going to get out, you're just not going to do the work, right? Like all these people who build these businesses and then sell them. They're not terribly committed to creating a really good product. So, yeah. So, let me see. They're talking about Ray doing a video a day. And, oh yeah, let's look at the action steps. So step 1, make the ask, okay? We don't care how long you've been working, they say. If you are just starting out or you've been trying to reach your goals for years. Whenever we get asked for help in starting a business or help in getting someone out of a rut, the first question we ask that person is, how many people are you asking if they're open to what you're offering? 99 times out of 100, that number is less than 10. You have to make the ask, okay? You have to ask people if they're open. And I have some examples here and so on, but it's like you have to ask. It's really that simple. And then they say, step 2, don't commit to the job, commit to the work. Don't let fear reign. It's not how committed you are to the job you've chosen for yourself. It's how committed you are to doing the work. Okay? People can do lots of busy work. They can get ready all the time and never actually do the work. And what's holding them back? And so they say, for most of us, it's fear. Fear of looking stupid, fear of rejection. For some people, it's actually fear of success. For instance, Jess had a fear of losing everything because that's what happened to her mom. She had money and then she lost it. People who have been through that type of experience may sabotage themselves and so on. And they talk quite a bit about that. But you need to find ways of dealing with your fear if you're not asking people. And it's interesting, this reminds me of, they don't mention Zhang in this book, but I've mentioned him before, I think, in an earlier chapter. He was a guy who shot to fame by going to a Krispy Kreme and asking them to make like donuts in the shape of the Olympic rings. I guess it was an Olympic year. And they actually did it. But anyway, he had this thing that he was going to do, like 30 days of rejection or something to toughen himself up. It's a great book. The book's called Rejection Proof, and there are also videos on YouTube. It's funny that they haven't mentioned them here. But anyway, so step 3, buddy up and avoid the exits. So Ray never considered the exit ever. There were 2 words that I embraced when I started this journey. The words are until and despite. I was going to do this until I created success. I was going to do it despite any obstacles that came up. That was my commitment. I was going to do it until I reached my goal. And it seems, and he actually for 5 months he was making videos and nobody was paying attention. And then after those 5 months, he made something like 150 videos and getting hardly any views. And then he signed up someone who became his #1 leader and made him hundreds of thousands of dollars. So and I said, well, what if 2 years had gone by and everything was still exactly the same? Well, number one, quitting wouldn't have sped anything up. That's a really important point. How long will it take? Like Angel Fletcher, who's a great leader, who's also in Rank Makers, she says to people, and people say, well, how long is it going to take until I make money? And she says, well, what if it takes 5 years? Do you have anything better in those 5 years that's going to make you more money? Then go and do that. If you're in, you need to be in this for the long haul. So number two, so he would have kept going. He wouldn't, like, quitting doesn't speed anything up. Number two, Ray accomplished in 2 years what most people do in 20 years. Because he went for 20 no's a day. Can you imagine? I think it's a fabulous day if I get 7 or 8. Usually I get around 5. So yeah, 20 no's a day, that's talking to an awful lot of people. Yeah, so then they have an action item. Okay, you basically find people with a history of success and see what they're doing and see if you can learn from them. And then step 4, they say understand the ultimate risk. So the ultimate risk is staying in a job that doesn't satisfy you. Or indeed, if you think the job's going to be there forever. So they say, remember what we said in rule number 1 about Ray's old boss at the grocery store. He took the ultimate risk by staying where he was. He never tried for more. Leading decades of your life that way is much riskier than possibly having some financial bumps in the road because you left a job. Remember, a job doesn't mean you don't have risk. And they say, even the most dependable job may not be there for you when you need it. And then they're talking about, 2020, this book just came out. So I said, no one could have predicted it, but the ultimate risk ended up being the job at the meat processing plant or the retail store or the car dealership. Don't let the thought of a dependable job scare you out of taking that leap. What makes a job dependable has been completely upended. So yeah, people need something besides that dependable job. I talk about Jess and limiting beliefs. Like Jess's limiting belief was that she was too young, and then she needed to turn that around. Okay, time's moving on here. Oh, and again, I love it. They say, you read this whole book. It's step 5. Know when to reassess your goals and dreams. This is my favorite part. You've read this book up to this point. You've gone through each step and you've done every action item. But what if you can't get over your mindset? What if you can't pull your weeds? What if you can't talk about your money? What if you can't get over your fear of rejection and being judged? And then they basically say, if you're not going to change your mindset and tackle your fear of hearing the word no, start lowering your goals and dreams. Just don't complain that you don't have what you actually want in your life. That's the first thing you need to do if you want to take a step back. We bet you don't like hearing that you have to lower your goals and dreams. Honestly, we hope it pissed you off. And if it didn't, then you should lower your goals and dreams. And that's basically what they're talking about. You either work or you stop talking about having big goals. Accept the fact that you won't be able to reach those goals if you don't have the commitment. If you can't make the commitment, then this is not the life for you. Go back to rule number 1 and reread it. Do the work or change your dream. Take your foot off first base. It's time. And my time is nearly up here, so I just wanted to say I hope this was helpful. If it was, please share, like, comment, all the things. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Just a reminder, if you want my PDF with 13 stress busters, just drop me a message. I'll be happy to send it to you. You have a wonderful evening, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow.